You've just moved into a cozy, tiny apartment in a trendy neighborhood, and you're excited to start this new chapter in your life. But as you're unpacking boxes and putting up wall art, your sister comes over to check out your new place. And let's just say she's not impressed. "Wow, this is tiny," she says, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "I'm surprised you can even fit a bed in here." She wanders around the apartment, her eyes scanning the space as if searching for something to mock. I mean, who needs a living room when you can just have a kitchen? You try to defend your home, explaining the benefits of tiny living and the unique features of your apartment. But your sister just laughs it off and says you're settling. "You're not even living in a real neighborhood," she says. "This is just a bunch of tiny apartments crammed together." The tension between you and your sister builds as she continues to mock your apartment, making you start to wonder if she's right. Are you really living below your standards? You try to push the doubts aside, but they linger in the back of your mind. As the evening wears on, your sister's realtor, Sarah, arrives for dinner. She's a chatty woman with a friendly smile, and you're happy to have her over. But as the conversation turns to the local real estate market, you start to feel a little uneasy. Sarah keeps asking questions about your building, and you try to steer the conversation away from it. But Sarah is persistent. "What's it like living in this building?" she asks, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Do you have any idea who the owner is?" You shake your head, feeling a twinge of curiosity. "No, I don't think so," you say. "I've never really thought about it." Sarah nods, thoughtfully. "Well, I can tell you that the building is owned by a very wealthy individual," she says. "Someone who's very influential in the neighborhood." You feel a shiver run down your spine as you process this information. A wealthy owner? You start to feel a mix of emotions: excitement, curiosity, and a hint of fear. What does it mean for a tech mogul to own your building? And what does it say about your sister's realtor? As the evening comes to a close, Sarah excuses herself to check her phone. You're left standing in the kitchen, feeling like you've just been punched in the gut. Who owns your building? And what does it mean for you and your community? You try to shake off the feeling of unease, but it lingers long after Sarah has left. You start to wonder if your sister's realtor is somehow connected to the owner of the building. And if she is, what does that mean for your apartment and your community? The next day, you decide to do some research on the tech mogul and their company. What you find is shocking. They're known for pushing out low-income residents to make way for luxury developments. You start to piece together the truth. Your sister's realtor, Sarah, is actually working for the tech mogul's company. She's been using your apartment as a way to scope out the building and gather intel. The revelation leaves you feeling stunned and betrayed. You confront Sarah, who breaks down and confesses her motives. But the question remains: what will happen to your apartment and your community now that the truth is out? You spend the next few days in a daze, trying to process the information and figure out what to do next. You start to realize that even the smallest spaces can hold big secrets and stories. Your apartment, once a source of pride and comfort, now feels like a ticking time bomb. As you look around at the familiar walls and furniture, you wonder if you'll ever be able to trust your sister again. And what about the realtor? Will you be able to forgive her for her betrayal? The experience has given you a new perspective on your apartment and your community. You realize that even the smallest spaces can hold big secrets and stories. And you wonder what other secrets are hiding in plain sight, waiting to be uncovered. As you stand in your apartment, feeling the weight of the truth on your shoulders, you know that you'll fight to protect your home and your community. You'll use this experience to raise awareness about the impact of gentrification and the importance of community activism. And you'll make sure that your story is heard, loud and clear. The truth is out, and now it's time to take action. What will you do next?